Sarah, no last name, just the girl who has been awake since 4:57 a.m., staring at the ceiling like it personally owes her 2 years of sleep, stands on Mark's front porch at 6:43 a.m. on the first full morning of being 18, barefoot in the most gloriously ridiculous mismatched socks ever created. Left foot, tiny cartoon tacos wearing sunglasses and little party hats. Right foot, matching avocados, holding maracas, because of course that's what she grabbed in the dark when she finally gave up on pretending to sleep. She's wearing soft gray leggings that have a tiny hole at the left knee from the time she was 15 and tried to climb his backyard fence to retrieve a frisbee, and the oversized cream hoodie he gave her last winter when she forgot hers on purpose. The one she has worn to bed exactly 187 nights in a row. The one she washed at 3:07 a.m. with shaking hands so she could wear it today without smelling like she'd been stealing pieces of him. Her hair is a wild, sleep-tossed mess that looks like it lost a fight with a pillow and then declared victory anyway. Her breath fogs in the cold October air like little ghosts of every single confession she's swallowed since the night she was 16 and realized wanting him wasn't going away. The street is completely, perfectly silent. No cars, no dogs barking, no neighbors getting their papers, no kids waiting for buses yet. Just the soft rustle of leaves skittering across the pavement like they're gossiping about what she's doing, the distant lonely hum of a sprinkler that forgot to shut off, the faint pink gold glow on the horizon that looks exactly like the inside of a seashell, and exactly like hope. The air smells like frost, wood smoke, wet grass, and the promise of coffee from somewhere far away. The porch light is still on from last night. He never remembers to turn it off. And it paints everything in this soft, sacred gold that makes her feel like she's standing inside a snow globe. Someone just shook. She couldn't wait another minute, not one. Not for the sun to be fully up, not for a reasonable hour, not for her heart to calm down. It's been doing 120 BPM since midnight. Not for courage to feel less like a live wire sparking in her chest. She knocks. 3 small, determined taps that sound louder than church bells in the stillness. The porch creaks under her weight exactly the way it has since she was 7 and used to run across it in dinosaur rain boots. She counts the seconds the way she has counted everything else for 2 years. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. The door opens faster than she expects. Mark is standing there in a faded black t-shirt that's soft from 1,000 washes and plaid pajama pants that hang low on his hips like they were designed for the sole purpose of ruining her. Hair sticking up in every possible direction, like it gave up halfway through the night and decided chaos was the vibe. Green-gray eyes. Still heavy-lidded with sleep and now wide with pure, beautiful, sleepy confusion. There's a pillow crease on his left cheek, a tiny red line that makes him look younger, softer, unfairly human. He smells like cedar sheets and warm skin and the faint trace of last night's fireplace that always clings to him. One hand is still on the door, the other rubbing the back of his neck like he's trying to wake up fast enough to make sense of her. Sarah? His voice is low and raspy from sleep, laced with gentle alarm and the tiniest sleepy smile that tugs at something so deep in her chest, it physically aches. It's barely morning, baby. Everything okay? The baby slips out like it's been living on the tip of his tongue for years and finally escaped without permission. Neither of them mentions it, but both of them hear it. She looks down at her ridiculous socks, tacos and avocados judging her life choices, then back up at him, heart hammering so hard she's shocked the porch boards aren't vibrating in rhythm. I just turned 18, she says softly, the words trembling but sure, breaking open like they've been locked behind her teeth since the first thunderstorm she ever fell asleep on his couch. And I didn't want to wait another second to see you. Not for the sun, not for coffee, not for the world to wake up and get loud and give me 1,000 reasons to pretend again. I needed to be here, right now, before I lost my nerve, before the day started and I had to act like I wasn't dying to run over here the second the clock hit 12. The silence that follows is soft and enormous and perfect. Mark blinks once, twice, 3 times, then steps aside without a word, pulling the door wider. The warm air from inside spills out and wraps around her like the hug she's been dreaming of for 2 solid years. She steps over the threshold, the same threshold she's crossed 10,000 times before, but never like this. Never with her heart leading the way and her ridiculous socks leaving tiny taco and avocado prints on his floor. He closes the door behind her. The click sounds different today. Final. Like the starting gun of the rest of their lives. You could have called, he murmurs, leaning back against the door, arms folded loosely across his chest, studying her with that careful, gentle look he's had since the day she was 16, and cried on his couch because the world felt too big, and he made it small again just by sitting there and letting her be small too. She shakes her head, toes curling against the hardwood floor she used to draw chalk roads on when she was 8, the same floor that once held her spilled popcorn at 14 while he picked it up kernel by kernel so she wouldn't cry, the same floor that caught her tears at 17 when she thought she'd have to wait forever. No, she whispers. I needed to see you, in person. I needed to stand here in your hoodie and ridiculous socks and morning breath and bedhead and tell you that I'm 18 now and I'm done waiting. I needed to watch your face when I said it. I needed to know if you've been waiting too, or if I've been in love with you alone for 2 whole years. The house is perfectly, beautifully quiet. No radio, no coffee pot gurgling yet. Just the soft tick of the hallway clock that's been there since she was 9 and learned to tell time on it. The faint creak of the floorboards under her weight, the sound of 2 people breathing like they've been holding their breath since the day she turned 16. The early light filters through the windows in gentle pinks and golds and the softest lavender, painting everything like a dream neither of them wants to wake up from. Mark pushes off the door, takes one slow, deliberate step closer, then another. Sarah. He starts, then stops, like her name alone is already too much and not enough. She closes the distance instead. 3 small steps, then 2 more, then one final one, until she's close enough to see the sleep creases on his cheek, the faint shadow of stubble, the tiny scar above his left eyebrow from the time he tried to teach her to skateboard at 14 and ate pavement instead, the way his pulse is racing at the base of his throat like a trapped bird trying to fly straight into her hands. I've been waiting 2 years to stand here without being scared, she says, voice shaking but steady, tears already slipping free because she's done pretending, done hiding, done counting down. 2 years of pretending I was just coming over to borrow sugar or return a book or ask you to look at my car or fall asleep on your couch by accident. 2 years of wearing this hoodie to bed because it smelled like you and that was the closest I was allowed to get. 2 years of practicing this exact moment in my head every single night before I fell asleep. 2 years of waking up at 4:57 a.m. on my 18th birthday and realizing I didn't have to wait for permission anymore. And now the sun is barely up on my first legal morning and I'm here because I couldn't wait for a reasonable hour. Because I'm 18 now, Mark. And I needed you to be the very first person I told that to in person. His breath catches. Audible, beautiful, devastating. He lifts a hand slowly, so slowly she can see it tremble, and brushes a loose strand of hair behind her ear with fingers that feel like home. I was awake anyway, he says quietly, voice rough with everything he's been holding back since the day she was 16 and fell asleep on his couch with her feet in his lap, and he sat awake all night, terrified to move, because if he did, he'd kiss her and ruin everything. Been awake since 4:58 a.m., counting down the minutes until I could text you happy birthday without it being weird, until I could finally stop pretending I wasn't counting down with you, until I could stop pretending I didn't fall in love with you somewhere between the thunderstorms and the borrowed hoodies and the nights I carried you to the guest room because you fell asleep on my couch again, and I was terrified if I woke you, I'd never let you leave. Her eyes fill so fast the room turns watercolor. He cups her face with both hands now, gentle, reverent, like she's the sunrise he's been waiting his whole life to see. Happy birthday, Sarah, he whispers, forehead resting against hers, eyes closed, like he's been carrying this moment in his chest for years, and it's finally heavy enough to set down. I've been waiting too. God, I've been waiting too. The kiss that follows is soft, slow, morning quiet, and perfect, like the first honest breath either of them has taken in 2 years, like the first page of the rest of their lives written in sunrise and mismatched socks and the faint taste of sleep on both their lips. Sarah winks at the camera, phone propped on the entryway table where it's been recording since 6:42 a.m., red light glowing soft and steady, hoodie sleeve slipping off one shoulder, sunrise spilling gold across both of them, his hand still cradling her face like she's the most precious thing he's ever been trusted to hold. Her ridiculous taco and avocado socks peeking out under the hem of his hoodie like a promise that nothing about this will ever be polished or perfect. Just real. Just theirs. And that's the full, uncut, heart-exploding, barely morning 2-year wait, frost on the porch, coffee not even made yet, tacos and avocado socks, 4:57 a.m. ceiling-staring story of the day I turned 18 and showed up before the sun because I couldn't wait another second to start the rest of my life with him. Some mornings aren't for sleeping in. Some birthdays start at 6:43 a.m. on a porch in ridiculous socks with the only person who ever made waiting feel like love. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment the earliest you ever showed up at someone's door because you couldn't wait one more minute. Just turned 18, just knocked before the world woke up. And he was already waiting on the other side with sleepy eyes, a heart that's been mine for 2 whole years, and a porch light that never went off.